The top stories: Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed is undertaking an official working visit to Vietnam. And African Union's 24th extraordinary session opens with key discussions on global challenges and regional cooperation. Hello and welcome to ABC World, the voice of Pan-Africanism. With the news, I'm Tabitha John. Do stay with us. Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed and First Ladies Nashta Yacho are currently on an official visit to Hanoi, Vietnam, marking a significant step in enhancing bilateral relations between the two nations. This visit coincides with a lead-up to the 2025 P4G Vietnam Summit, where global leaders will convene to discuss sustainable development and green initiatives. During their trip, they toured Toyo Solar, a prominent factory specializing in the manufacturing and export of solar power plants. The company has recently expanded its operations into Ethiopia's Hawassa Industrial Park, a move that underscores the growing economic ties between Vietnam and Ethiopia. Prime Minister Ahmed seized this opportunity to advocate for the establishment of a power plant alongside solar production at the facility. He emphasized that such an initiative aligns perfectly with Ethiopia's green footprint policy and is crucial for addressing the country's escalating energy demands. The Prime Minister's call for enhanced investment in renewable energy reflects Ethiopia's commitment to sustainable growth and environmental stewardship. As the nation strives to bolster its energy infrastructure, this partnership with Toyo Solar could pave the way for significant advancements in clean energy production, ultimately benefiting both economies. This visit not only highlights Ethiopia's dedication to sustainable development, but also showcases the potential for collaborative ventures that can drive progress in renewable energy across borders. In related development, Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed was received by Vietnamese Prime Minister Pham Minh Chinh at the presidential palace in an official welcoming ceremony. Following the ceremony, the two leaders and their respective delegations held a bilateral meeting, exchanging views on a range of issues, including updates on reforms undertaken in both countries and exploring economic and political areas for cooperation, particularly through experience sharing and investment. The leaders also presided over a signing ceremony of cooperation documents, during which two memoranda of understanding were signed on trade and education cooperation. Additionally, a civil aviation note was exchanged, paving the way for direct in-flights between Addis Ababa and Hanoi by Ethiopian Airlines. Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed's visit to Vietnam marks the first official visit by a head of government since diplomatic relations were established between the two countries 50 years ago. A high-level meeting was held between Ethiopia's State Minister of Finance, Emerita Sewaso, and Director of Agri-Food Economies at the FAO, Dr. David Laborde, to reinforce cooperation on transforming Ethiopia's agri-food systems. The discussion centered on aligning Ethiopia's national food systems strategy with FAO's global roadmap as Ethiopia advances a comprehensive data-driven plan that integrates production, processing, distribution, and consumption. During the discussion, State Minister Emerita emphasized the significance of Ethiopia's selection as one of 5 pilot countries under the FAO's global roadmap. She underscored that this recognition presents a great opportunity for Ethiopia to strengthen the ongoing national efforts and benefit from technical expertise, global experience, and enhanced cooperation with international partners. Laborde reaffirmed FAO's commitment to supporting Ethiopia in this transformative journey, praising the country's proactive approach in addressing challenges across the food system and its potential to serve as a model for other nations in the region. The collaboration is anticipated to drive targeted policy reforms and innovative initiatives that will enhance food security and promote national well-being through improved access to nutritious food. Ethiopia's historic city of Harar, dubbed as the Living Museum, has been selected as the member city of the World Tourism Cities Federation at the Federation's Hong Kong Fragrant Hills Tourism Summit 2025 in Hong Kong, China. In light of this development, Chief Administrator of Harari People Regional State, Ordin Bedri, claimed on social media that the city's application for membership was accepted at the summit being held in Hong Kong. Speaking at the event in Hong Kong, Ordin said that the city's membership in the Federation will create a great potential for the city to connect and work with other cities and reinvigorate the tourism sector. Harar City was registered as a member of the Organization of World Heritage Cities in June 2023, making it the first sub-Saharan African city to join the organization. The World Tourism Cities Federation Hong Kong Fragrant Hills Tourism Summit is being held in Hong Kong from 14th to 17th April, themed innovative city branding to elevate tourism excellence.
In this special occasion, I am joined by Ambassador Shahak. He is Ambassador of Armenia to Ethiopia. We are going to spend unforgettable time together.
Of course, it's a major the holiday for the Christians around the world, specifically those who are considered to be the ancient Christian nations like Ethiopia and Armenia. We have a special connection with Ethiopian Church, Armenian Apostolic Church, and Ethiopian Orthodox. While the church are sister churches within ancient Oriental Orthodoxy.
Both countries, Ethiopia as well as Armenia, have shared a long-standing relations, especially in terms of religion.
Oh, thank you, Amasagnalo. Again, Malka Fasika.
Welcome back. The 24th extraordinary session of the African Union's Executive Council opened today in Addis Ababa, with high-level representatives from across the continent gathering to tackle pressing global and regional challenges. Chaired by Angola's Minister of External Relations, Tete Antonio, this session emphasized the need for increased reliance on Africa's own resources to address these challenges. Key discussions will include the election of members for the Peace and Security Council, the African Union Commission on International Law, and the African Space Council. Johannes Ventahun has the details.
Chaired by the Minister of External Relations of the Republic of Angola and the Chairperson of the Executive Council, Tete Antonio, the 24th extraordinary session of the Executive Council of the African Union is a pivotal gathering of the African Union member states' foreign ministers. In his opening remarks, the African Union Commission Chairperson Mohamed Ali Yusuf highlighted the complex and multifaceted challenges facing Africa, many of which are driven by global factors. He stressed the need for the African Union to adapt to these challenges and rely on more its own resources.
Notre continent est confronté à des situations complexes.
Our continent is facing complex situations due to factors that are global and external. Commitment of some partners through USAID and others are sources of interruptions and inconsistencies in the areas of health, food security, and trade. Our union must adopt itself and count on its own domestic resources. We must also work with the private sector as well as with our philanthropists to be able to fuel financing gaps.
Solliciter son secteur privé et ses mécènes, ainsi que ses philanthropes.
A key topic raised by Chairperson Yusuf was the issue of new tariffs imposed on African exporters, expressing concerns that these tariffs could weaken the economies of African nations. Yusuf urged the African Continental Free Trade Area to leverage its mechanisms to transform these challenges into opportunities.
L'imposition de nouveaux tarifs aux exportations africaines.
The imposition of new tariffs on African exports will weaken the economies of our member states. We hope, however, the 90 days pause will be extended so that we can be able to prepare for this situation. Indeed, the AfCFTA and its various mechanisms must work harder and transform these challenges into opportunity. We should open the African market to export of member states and further broaden the initiative of guided trade to uplift all barriers.
Aux exportations des États membres et élargir encore plus.
Ambassador Hirut Zaman, speaking on behalf of the Ethiopia's Foreign Minister Gedeon Timotheos, also underscored the need for the African Union to navigate the complex global landscape with wisdom and leadership. She emphasized the importance of a strategic approach in addressing external pressures and fostering resilience within the continent.
During this just concluded assembly and council sessions, we observed the extraordinary global situations, among others, adverse impacts of climate change, geopolitical tensions, conflicts, debt burden, humanitarian crisis, and uncertainties in global trade. The African Union must be proactive in navigating these challenges with wisdom and far-sighted leadership. It must be agile and fit for purpose to achieve the vision of Agenda 2063, creating a full, integrated, peaceful, and prosperous continent through the implementation of Silencing the Guns and other flagship projects.
Tete Antonio, chairperson of the Executive Council, further emphasized the significance of regional cooperation and solidarity in tackling Africa's most pressing issues, particularly in the realms of peace and security. He pointed to the crucial role of regional blocs, stating that the continent's vast resources and united efforts will be key in confronting current global challenges.
A nossa reunião de hoje.
Our continental organization has very important resources that enable it to face up to the issues of peace and security, whose mission is to seek effective and long-lasting response. The geopolitical situation at present requires that regional blocs and other blocs are ever united in order for us to take our place and exert our influence in the international arena.
The 24th extraordinary session of the Executive Council is expected to elect and appoint one member of the Peace and Security Council, one member of the African Union Commission on International Law, and one member of the African Space Council.
And finally, in business, Ethiopia has obtained a record hit $1.5 billion from coffee export during the past 9 months, Ethiopian Coffee and Tea Authority disclosed. The export revenue has become one of the unprecedented records in terms of volume and revenue since the East African nation started exporting coffee to the global market. Director General of the Ethiopian Coffee and Tea Authority, Adunya Debela, stated that the country's plan for the stated period was to secure 1.094 billion by exporting 201,959 tons of coffee. Adunya affirmed that the country has achieved a historic milestone in the coffee sector by securing more than 1.5 billion USD during the past 9 months by exporting 299,607 tons of coffee. Accordingly, the country has achieved 138% of the plan in coffee export. Saudi Arabia, Germany, USA, Belgium, China, South Korea, UAE, Japan, Italy, and Jordan are the top 10 destinations of Ethiopia's coffee export, which covers 77% of the volume and 78% of export revenue. The country plans to earn 2 billion USD from coffee export in the current Ethiopian budget year by exporting more than 400,000 tons of coffee, it was indicated. You're watching ABC, a reminder of the stories making headlines. Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed is undertaking an official visit to Vietnam. And African Union's 24th extraordinary session opens with key discussions on global challenges and regional cooperation. That's all we had for now. I'm Tabitha John. Many thanks for watching. Goodbye for now and do take care.